I know it's here somewhere. Finally. Oh, it's time for the doctor. You're listening to Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. Take it away, Doctor.
Well, it's that time again, and the doctor is in. It's time once again for Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. And I'm glad you joined me on this show today. This is going to be an interesting show. Not that they all aren't interesting shows, don't get me wrong. But this one particularly should be interesting because it starts off with a conundrum. And before I get to the conundrum, I should say that we are proud members of the Tech Podcast Network. TechPodcast.com. If it's tech, it's right here on Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. We're also proud members of the International Association of Internet Broadcasters. Yes, I actually got it right. I like getting things right. Yes, Fred, I do try. Fred has no confidence in me. No, I'm not calling you a confidence man. Where does he come up with these things? Anyway, a conundrum. Let's start off with a conundrum, shall we? The conundrum was this. I really love VLC Player. I like it a lot. I use it all the time. I've installed it on countless computers. Computers that aren't even my computers. Computers for other people. I push VLC. I tell people how wonderful it is, how it plays all these media formats, and how it's the only player that I trust and that I like, and that it will play anything, and you don't even have to think about it. Audio, video, any format. It's awesome. It's open source. It's free. It's just awesome. However, VLC, my venerable old friend, failed me here not long ago. It was after a particular upgrade, it was taking forever to start. I mean, literally, you could start it and it would be like 5 minutes later before it even came up. And we're talking on a Core i7, 60 gig of memory, powerful machine. And it just sat there and went, It did make a face at me, but effectively, it was. So I got very frustrated, which takes us to, whoa! Very good, Fred. Fred anticipated me to the Geek Software of the Week. The Geek Software of the Week this week is the Pot Player. And no, Fred, it is not about a player that plays marijuana. Oh, the Pot Player is a strange name, but it's the Geek Software of the Week because I went looking for a video player, media player, that I could, sadly, replace VLC with, that would play multiple formats, be free, etc., etc. And I found the Pot Player in my search, my quest to find a good media player. And it is a good media player. However, there's more to the story, as we'll find out in a minute. But anyway, the Pot Player is pretty cool. It has many features. It's developed by some open source guys in South Korea. More power to them. A lot of interest going on right now in North and South Korea. You know, it's in the news a lot. So these guys are kind of ahead of the curve there. But anyway, they have this open source project, the Pot Player, P-O-T, Pot Player. And go to the blog, drbill.tv, drbill.tv, as it says there on the screen, and you can see the link to the Pot Player and the article I wrote about it. Okay? So, but as I was working with the Pot Player and using it for a few days, enjoying it, it's like, okay, this isn't so bad. I discovered that VLC had come out as of May 31st, which was last week-ish. Anyway, May 31st, they came out with a new version of VLC Player that fixed the problem I was having. So it's back to being fast and agile and good again. So, of course, I deleted the Pop Player off of my machine and went back to VLC and associated all my files back to VLC. And I have lots of nice little orange and white pylons all over my media listings, directories again. Yay. So that is the story of the odd conundrum I found myself in, trying to replace something that I really didn't want to replace. But it happens, you know. They develop things in the software in the open source world, and sometimes these things happen. Okay? By the way, what do you think of the lighting? I'm working on it. I've lit the background so it doesn't look as dark. That's why it looks kind of like, oh, you know. I'm trying some things. Eventually I'll get back to the real studio where I have things set up as a studio and the lighting is better and things of that nature. But for right now, this will work. So next item. Next item is your phone listening to you? Where is my phone? Here it is. My phone. My phone, as you well know, is a Pixel 2 XL. I like it. But, as you know, it also has the Google Assistant, which means that it is listening to you, waiting for you to say, "Okay, Google," and it pops up with its googly information. Or you can squeeze it, either way, to get it. But it means it is listening. So the thing is, as our devices are listening to us, how safe are we from prying eyes of these companies like Google? Not very is the answer. Not very safe. But, hey, it's the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Now, I have a demo for you. As you know, I've been searching for cord cutter software suites and things that make it easier for us to cut the cord. I still haven't quite done it yet. I'll let you know when and if I do. But in the meantime, I'm looking at things. And one of the things I found is this next software that I want to introduce to you. It is called Popcorn Time. I myself am a big fan of popcorn. I like it a lot. Matter of fact, I've been known to go to movies just to eat the popcorn. You know, it's like I have very little interest in the movie, but hey, it's a chance to have popcorn. So, but this is called Popcorn Time. It will run on Windows. It will run on Android. It will run on your Mac. It will run on iOS. It will run on Linux 32 and Linux 64. Pretty impressive. Lots of platforms. And here's what's cool about it. This is pretty neat. It actually has a VPN built into it. So demand can't see you as you watch your videos and know what you're watching, which helps with your privacy. Okay? Also, it pulls from the torrents. And if you know what the torrents are, you know that it's a little on the, little on the shady side, okay? The torrents are. But the software doesn't put anything out on the torrents. These folks don't populate them with any software, any intellectual property. They just have this software that allows you to view what's out there. Yes. So use it at your own risk, shall we say. But it works really, really well. So let's do a demo right now of Popcorn Time. Okay, we're starting Popcorn Time here on the desktop. And it's loading right now. You notice it says Butter Project, made with love by a bunch of geeks from all around the world. I like their attitude. At any rate, once it goes out and touches base with their servers, You notice it comes up here with movies. The first screen is movies, but it also up here at the very top has series. And if I click on that, it will go out and pull the information about the various series that are out there. Now, I think it's interesting that they don't say television, because a lot of series these days are on other platforms than standard television. You have cable channels, you have things like Netflix and so forth that have series out there as well. We also have anime, so we can click that and see all the anime options that are out there. And it takes a while sometimes for everything to populate the images and so forth, so it may take a moment here, particularly for the anime, to kind of catch up and fill that in. But you can see One Punch Man and some of the very popular animes that are out there. The Game Master has us watching My Hero Academia now, so that's out there. But let's pick The Flash just for fun. You notice that we've got seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we'll go to season 4 and jump all the way down here to the last one, We Are the Flash. If I highlight that, then over here it says Team Flash gets help from a surprising ally in their battle against DeVoe. And then down here in the lower right-hand corner, you have Watch Now. Now, if I click that, you notice it'll say starting download, and what it's doing, it's contacting the torrents. And if you look here, it shows the number of active peers that are making that show available. And then once it's available, it will actually start playing the show. And it will buffer for a moment here before it begins. And as soon as it does, I'm going to stop it because I don't want to violate any copyrights here. There we go. So stop that and exit out. But as you can see, it plays the show, and this could be a movie, could be a TV show, whatever. And you have, depending on the torrents, 480p, 720p, which is what that was, and then 1080p if that is available on the torrents. You also have the IMDb page for the particular series in this case and what it's rated. So there's a lot of features built into this that I really like. Now if we go back to the movie screen, you can see the movies that are available, and you can also sort by genre. You can look at indie films. You can click on what's trending by year. So for instance, if you wanted to put trending for the current year, it will show you what is trending as far as what people are actually watching on Popcorn Time. And then you can come over here and favorite things, go into settings, search. There's a search option here where you can search for something like Lost in Space, for instance, I searched for. So that's already filled in. I'm going to go ahead and re-enter that search so that you can see that it very quickly finds Lost in Space, the movie, since I'm on movies. But if I go over here now and click Lost in Space as the series, it will bring up the TV series Lost in Space, which is available on Netflix. So that's pretty neat. It's very neat software. I think very professionally done, very sharp looking. And what I like to do is if I watch something, I'll actually cast my entire PC desktop over to my television here in the living room, because I'm sitting here at the living room with my computer, and I can cast it over to the large screen 65-inch TV and watch through Popcorn Time. So I'm going to go ahead and shut that off back to my desktop, and that is Popcorn Time. So there you go. What do you think of that? I was pretty impressed. I really was. I've looked at Kodi, I've looked at Terrarium TV, I've looked at TTV. I actually still like TTV. I use that even now. But Popcorn Time is really nice. And what I like to do, as I mentioned there, is I like to cast it to my TV and watch it there on the big screen. So there you go. Now, next item. Yahoo has killed its chat app. To which I say, whoopee. Or, as the young folk might say, maybe, meh. I don't even know if they say meh anymore, but they used to. What do I do? You know, I'm a geezer. Anyway, the point is, Yahoo has killed its chat app, and they are working on a new one. Back when they first introduced it, it was called Pager. Remember pagers? Little devices that you could page one another on? I used to have to carry one for work back in the day. But at any rate, so it has been retired, basically for lack of interest. They are working on a messaging app called Yahoo Squirrel. Squirrel! Okay. So I don't know. I'm not a user of Yahoo anyway. Don't care. But I thought you might be interested. Next item, a solar-powered box that produces water out of thin air, even in the desert. This is a video that I have on the blog, the aforementioned drbill.tv, drbil.tv, and you can go there and view the video that I have posted there from the old YouTube, and I encourage you to check that out because it's pretty cool. Now, the next item is troubling. You know, for a long time, Microsoft has dissed Linux and open source and generally been a pain in the keister for people who are practitioners of open source. They have dissed them repeatedly. Well, now Microsoft is buying GitHub, which is one of the repositories of many open source projects. So they're buying GitHub. I think that hell has officially completely frozen over at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yeesh. GitHub. I mean, come on, guys. Anyway, Microsoft is trying to prove how open source oriented they are now. Yeah. Last item. And that is Adblock Plus. Now, you know, I've told you before I use Adblock Plus because I like blocking these nasty ads that pop up and get all in your face on the web. It's annoying. Well, Adblock Plus is an awesome free program. You can get it as a Chrome extension. I encourage everybody to use it. But it now will do even more. The latest version will now also block social media tracking. So if you're concerned about Twitter following you and Facebook following you, use Adblock Plus and it will block it. Stop it. Cut it off right at the root. Yes. Which is good. I like that. I am a free spirit. I like to go out on the web and be anonymous. Anonymous, yes. Anonymity. Let's see, you say it. Anyway, the point is, it's pretty cool. And this is the latest build, which if you have Adblock Plus, will automatically update itself every so often. So kudos to them. They're doing a good job. They are, Adblock Plus is produced by a company. I saw the name of the company in the blog post here, but I cannot see it offhand. It starts with an F, I think, like fire or something like that. I don't want to credit any wrong companies, but it's in there. You can read the article. Why should I sit here and scan it and hopefully find it before moving on? You just read it. Oh, here it is. I-O. E-Y-E-O. E-I-E-I-O. Yes. You're right, Fred. I should have known. I should have seen that coming. I-O. Anyway, you guys do a good job with your software. Even if the name of your company is odd. But then open source and free software developers tend to be an odd lot. They're a bunch of renegades that are out there to save the world from the man, which of course I mentioned earlier, the man. D-A-M-A. Let's put another A in there, in, man. Yes. So I hope you enjoyed this show today. We're going to try to have shows more often than we have been. I literally intended to do this show last Saturday, and here it is Wednesday, and I'm finally getting around to doing the show. Sigh. I've just got a lot going on, folks. Anyway, as a matter of fact, as I've been sitting here, I've had things pop up for me to do. When I quit with the show, I've got to do these other things. It goes bleep, bleep, notice, notice, notice. Anyway, I stay busy. The point is, I'm here for you folks to maintain the silliness. So prepare yourself for future shows. And like I said, we're going to be cramming more into the Dr. Bill show. I hope you enjoyed Popcorn Time and saw the demo and really went, dude, that's pretty cool. Trying to do more things like that will enrich your life. And hopefully not get me banned from YouTube. What can I say? Anyway, join us again next time. Remember that the doctor is out of here.
Dr. Bill, the Computer Curmudgeon, is a production of DrBillDaily.net with all the honors, rights, and privileges thereunto appertaining.